Welcome to the Digital Fantasy Sports Network.
Today, we are getting ready to do a mock draft. We're going to test out Yahoo Sports. I'm pretty sure everybody's getting ready. Everybody's amped up, getting ready for the NFL season to start. We cannot wait for the preseason to start. We want to see what these rookies are looking like. So a lot of these things are going to affect how we draft our teams. Now, we realize and understand that drafting for a league versus those who use FanDuel, DraftKings, or whatever sports betting app that you do, it's going to be totally different, right? But for this particular draft right here, we are going to be drafting as if we're drafting for, just your standard PPR league, okay? This is not going to be your PayPal leagues. But first, we are on Yahoo Sports. And let's see. Oh, 1 minute left. Here's a 12 team. I just missed it. Okay, I'll tell you what. Here's a 10 team down here. Let me jump in down here. Dang, did I get it? All right. Let's see. I got the 10th pick. Okay. You are currently, right up here, you are currently placed in 10th position. All right, no problem. We can work with that. Now, this is a standard PPR. Well, it's not standard, but it is PPR. And as you see, you got one quarterback, two wide receivers, two running backs, tight end. You have your flex, which is a wide receiver, running back, or tight end. Then you have to get a kicker and a defense. Stat categories: offense, passing yards, passing touchdowns, interceptions, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, receptions, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, return touchdowns, 2-point conversions, fumbles lost, offensive fumbles return. Now, I'll tell you what, this thing's getting ready to start in 7 seconds, okay? Now, we're talking about PPR, so obviously we're talking about receptions. So each reception counts. You have to make it count. All right, the draft is loading. Now, speaking of all this 2-point conversions, fumble loss, 2-point conversions are fine, okay? But the defense down here, sacks, interceptions, fumbles, I'm to the point, honestly, where I wish they would just get rid of the defense. I just think that's a waste of a spot. They should just throw in another flex position in that spot. Just get rid of it. Now, keep the kickers. All right, keep the kickers. Okay, so now we got 2 minutes and a few seconds before the draft actually starts. So we're looking, Jamar Chase, man, regardless of what platform you're drafting on, Jamar Chase is ranked up there, number one. Now, here's the thing that I'm looking at is the ADP right here over here to the left, ADP. So it's showing you, if you click on this, pretty much how this thing is going to go, based across the board, and they're using all the stats from those who have been, doing the mock drafts, and this is how they come into these conclusions here. Okay, but that doesn't always mean anything because this thing right here, it changes. It depends on who drafts first. You know how that goes. Now, projected points, some people looking at, well, if you go off projected points, don't do that. Don't do that. Now, if you want to be fooled, tricked, bamboozled, then go ahead and go for this. You're looking at projected points because this stuff never pans out. It never pans out, okay? Now, if you want to win this draft, you can win it because look at this. The teams nobody's drafted yet, draft results, then you'll go to the draft board down here to see. But here's the other thing right here, standings. This right here, every time you draft, it's tallying up all the points per pick. And at the end, you'll see who pretty much has the highest projected points. But if you don't get first place up here, it does not mean anything. But I'm going to show you, if you use this little gimmick based off of projected points right here, you can end up in first place. And it's really easy. And remind you, I have the 10th pick. All right, look over here up under the clock. You have the 10th pick. Now, I'm going to still try and finish, which it doesn't mean that, I got a good team, I got a great team. That doesn't mean anything, okay? But just for the sake, because I want to help somebody who is using this strategy. Do not be deceived. Now, what I do like to do is I like to click on flex and I like to go here. Right. We have started, and I'll guarantee you it's either going to be Jamar Chase. If you look over to the right over here, he's going to go first, or Bijan. That's typically all right. Robinson went first and then Chase. It is 1-2 punch. Barkley down here on the bottom right. He's gone. Look at the draft results. So we got Bijan, Chase, Saquon, Justin Jefferson. All right. Danny Manning's on the clock. Jahmyr Gibbs, Ashton Gentry. I don't know why people are drafting Ashton Gentry, man. Y'all can hate me if you want, but the dude hasn't proven anything. And you drafted him just because he's young. Who cares? He's on a bad team. And when bad teams get behind, they don't run the ball. They throw the ball. So if you're looking at, well, he's going to be getting a lot of checkdowns. He's going to be getting a lot of garbage time. Okay, well, if that philosophy works for you, you go ahead. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can have Ashton Gentry all day. Another player that I'm avoiding, CeeDee Lamb. Why? Because I do not trust Dak Prescott. Derrick Henry is a beast. Okay, now we got Jared on the clock. Right now, this is looking good. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I don't know. But in the meantime, look at this. CeeDee Lamb. So we have 3 wide receivers gone. Come on, guy. Let's look at the players, see what we got. What's taking you so long? So you got CMC, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Puka. Let's go get Puka. I think I'm drafted. I knew it. I called it right as he drafted him. All right. So here's that little strategy I was telling you about. I'm 10th pick, so I'm going to go ahead and select CMC. We know he's injury prone, but guess what? Josh Jacobs right here. I get back to back, so let me get my running backs in. Okay. So let's go back to this draft board. As you see, Marcus, I have Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs. You can only start 2 running backs if you count the flex, because the thing is, somebody's going to draft a tight end in the second round. Watch. If not the second round, somebody's going to go after Bowers. And why? Because it just makes no sense. There's too much out here. Let's go to players and let's change this to wide receiver projected points. 222. Now let's go to tight ends. 185. Trey McBride, 182. You have wide receivers out here projected higher than him. You have at least 10 wide receivers here that are projected higher than the tight ends. So why would you want? Because here's the deal. Yeah, well, I'm going to win at tight end. Guess what? You have to win at the flex spot too. Okay? You have to win at that flex spot. Now let's look at this draft results. Brock Bowers, what did I tell you? He was going to go in the second round. I just said it. This dude is going to go in the second round. Okay, you got Ashton Gentry. So he did a stack. Why would you stack the Raiders? They're a losing team, dude, because when they get blowed out, you lost that day. So if it was Detroit, a Detroit stack like Jahmyr Gibbs and you got Amon St. Brown, yes. You take that. I'm taking that stack. Okay. If I got Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts, I'm taking that stack. If I got Jamar Chase and Burrows, I'm taking that stack all day because number one, I'd rather stack my wide receiver with the quarterback than my wide receiver, unless that running back on that team is getting the bulk of the carries, like 50% of the or a great portion of the plays are going to the wide receiver and the remainder of the plays are going to the running back. I can handle that. So you get 15 targets from your wide receiver and your running back getting 15 to 20 carries a game. I can deal with that. Plus a couple of receptions from your running back. I can deal with that. So Brian Thomas Jr. is off the board. Now watch. McBride is getting ready to go down here in this third round. Lad McConkey, he's gone. Now this guy Tim, CeeDee Lamb, Elite Neighbors. Hey man, I can't argue with that. Jared, Puka Nakul, Amon St. Brown, I can't argue with that. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor. I cannot argue with that. Saquon Barkley, Kyrie Williams, good. So the first 2 rounds seems pretty balanced with the exception of this guy getting Brock Bowers. He got Ashton Gentry and Brock Bowers. Now this guy got Chase Brown. Okay, so you got 2 running backs. Okay, Josh Allen is gone. Now watch his points. We're going to go to standings. Brady Baller, see his total? 839 points. You know why? Because he got Josh Allen, okay, who's projected for like 356 points. That's how you win this thing. Okay, so you can do that and pull it off if he continues to draft right throughout the remainder of this process. Okay, so let's see. He has Josh Allen, 2 wide receivers. I see that. And Josh Allen, I can understand him bypassing on a running back because Josh Allen going to rush. Well, he's going to run at least 11 touchdowns, maybe 12. Okay, you got Lamar Jackson off the board. Now it's my goal. Looking at the players available, I could get my flex right now at the way with James Cook. Okay, and be done with it. Because let me see, if I'm looking at the running backs, 208 versus the wide receivers, 200. It will be more feasible. I'm going to go ahead and get my flex and be done with it. My flex is out of the way. Now I'm back on the clock. I'm going to grab Jaden Daniels as the quarterback. I just went with the highest one, okay? Now y'all like, oh, God, why you do something stupid like that? Standings. Look who's in first place. Marcus, 1,031. This is the gimmick. Once again, I said if you draft this way, it does not mean you're really going to have a great team, okay? Because all of this stuff is what it is. It's a projection. It is a projection. So don't be deceived, but I'm going to show you for those who need that little ego stroke, this is how you draft so you can appease yourself and make it seem like you won. This is the cheat code. Nobody else is going to show you how to draft like this. Now watch, if I don't finish first, I'm going to finish second. Okay, but in most cases, I'm probably going to finish first by using this strategy. So you guys, I'm telling you, if I finish first or second, or even if I fall in third, okay, you guys need to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, show some support, and let me know. Remember, I'm drafting 10th, but I'm in first place. I went 10th. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on that. Let's look back at this draft board. What's going on here? So I grabbed that. Look, Kittle's off the board. Why? Jalen Hurts gone. See? They getting those big quarterbacks out of the way. Now, I don't need Jaden Daniels. Once again, for the sake of this draft, I'm drafting to show you how to get in first place. Because in order to complete this mission, there's one critical element that you got to grab around that 7th, 8th round to make sure you secure like that, that top 1, 2, or that third spot even, okay? So now we got George Kittle, Jalen Hurts, Breece Hall, Terry McLaurin, Tyreek Hill, which, you know what, guys, I think Tyreek Hill, man, if his quarterback can stay healthy, I think this dude, because the dude is talented. We already know what Tyreek can do. Now, if he stays healthy, it's a wrap. Because a lot of people are passing on him, not because it's Tyreek's fault, but because of his quarterback. We just don't know, man. With the concussion protocol, we don't wish any harm like that, man. And I pray that young man stays healthy. I pray that, the technology, the equipment, the science, and all of these things can create some kind of revolutionary helmet that can prevent these. Because if it continues on, and we know they have tweak the equipment a lot, but if it continues on, that means the rules, not the laws, the rules are going to continue to change on how the defense plays against the quarterback. And we already know it's soft. You can't even breathe on these quarterbacks nowadays without getting a flag. All right, but Chuba Hubbard went. That's a good pick. Mike Evans went. That's a good pick. A lot of people question Mike Evans. He's a little older. Is he going to fall off? But we know Baker Mayfield slings that rock like Brett Favre. Dude is a baller. Got Alvin Kamara. It just any given Sunday. All right, James Burrow gone. The man can throw 40 touchdowns. All right, we are back on the board. Let's look at our standings. We way down here at 7. All right, now here's the thing. Let me go to flex, and I don't care. I'm drafting Garrett Wilson. Need a wide receiver anyway, and I grab Marvin Harrison. Now, why didn't I get a tight end? Because look, tight ends are now at 147, 138. So why would I draft them? So right now, who has the highest value? Running backs at 167, wide receivers at 174. The highest value is right here. So why? You got to think of it like a GM. Man, you want the best value on the board. Okay? You want the best pick on the board. Tight end ain't going to help me right now, so I'm not going to chase a tight end. Now, let's get down here to you. Want people to look. A kicker at 164, 153, 148. Tight ends. See? So that means I'm going to draft a kicker before I grab a tight end. Y'all see where I'm going with that? Defense at 160. I'll probably have to snatch the defense first. Okay? So the next go around, I'm already full on my board. Let's look. Let's see what I got. Draft results. Marcus over here. So I got one, Chris McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, James Cook. I got my 2 running backs and I got my flex with James Cook. I'm winning. I got Jaden Daniels. I'm winning. I got Mr. Garrett Wilson, Mr. Target Man. I'm winning. Marvin Harrison Jr. It's okay. It's okay because I got CMC, Josh Jacobs. I got Jaden Daniels. I got enough. So right now in this 7th and 8th pick, y'all watch what I do. Watch what I do. So this is where I was telling you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That 7th round, okay? That 7th round is where it makes a difference. All right. So let's look at these standings. I'm on top. Y'all see that? 10th player. How is it that I am dominating this draft and I got the 10th pick? Y'all understand? It's numbers. But once again, that doesn't guarantee a win. It doesn't guarantee a seasonal victory. But I'm going to tell you something. My squad does look dope. See, and I ain't worried about stashing people on the bench right now. So people got 4 wide receivers. You got 3 wide receivers. You got 2. You got a flex. And then you done drafted another high quality wide receiver just to throw them on the bench. What's the point, man? What's the point? What is the point? We trying to win. We trying to pick a solid starting 5. Look over here. 6 of 15, my team to the right. Jaden Daniels, Wilson, Marvin Harris. That's solid. Okay. It's not the greatest. No, it's not Chase Brown. It's not Justin Jefferson. It's not CeeDee Lamb, but Garrett Wilson gets targets. If y'all go back and see what he did last year, the dude had over 100 catches. That's winning. Marvin Harrison falling around 70 catches. He can do better, but dang, man, the offensive line sucks. You can't give my boy Kyler Murray enough time behind that line. Okay, and then you got James Conner. He's good. He's a beast. But, man, that offensive line, man. Okay? So, and then you got to look at Marvin Harrison. He's not even, he can't even lead because he can't get open fast enough. He's slow. He's slow like his dad was. You know, Marvin Harrison, his father was a beast playing with Peyton. Y'all know Marvin Harrison, senior, playing with Peyton Manning, but that was the general throwing him the ball. Okay? There's a difference. Okay? There is a difference. But he is not the route runner like his father is. Okay? He is not that route runner like Marvin Harrison was, man. He's just not. And then he don't have the quarterback play, the general, like his father had. So not that he can't get to that level, you know, he got to work with what he got because Trey McBride is killing. He's leading the team in targets. The tight end is. So clearly that's where Kyler Murray likes to throw the ball. Now, once again, let's look over here. All right, let's look. Kickers, 164. Defense, 160. I'm going to go right here with the defense. Bam, 160. Now I'm going to go right here with a kicker. Bam, grab 164. I have filled my entire team, my roster, my starters. Nobody's on the bench. And look where I'm at. In first place with 1,718 points. Do y'all see this? That was my 7th and 8th round. 7th, 8th, and 9th. If these are available on Yahoo when y'all doing y'all's mock draft, This is how you stay up here, regardless. And this strategy works if you got the first pick, fifth pick, or the 10th pick. It works. Okay. Now, so when you see the breakdown, you see my total QB. Clearly, everybody only has one QB, right? Wide receivers. Some of them got 3 wide receivers. That's why they in the 600s. Down here in the 700s, they got 3 wide receivers. The one that's got 5, that's probably because they got a Jamar Chase, Jefferson, or CeeDee Lamb, something like that. My wide receivers, I'm 363 because I got 2 tier 2, or yeah, because you got tier 1 with the Chase, Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, but I'm in the tier 2 range. All right, it's okay. I can deal with that. Now you see I dropped a few points. Okay, I dropped a few points. Not much, but it's okay. It's okay. Now, I have not drafted a tight end. See over here? I have not drafted a tight end. No kicker, no defense. Now, let's look and see what everybody's doing. All right. Let's see. So we're in this 8th round, about to wrap it up and come into this 9th round. Now, I could either suffer here in this 9th round or I can win. But I'm going to tell you, if it goes the way I want it to go, I'm going to tell y'all right now who I'm targeting. I'm going to go to quarterback. See that? 300. He's the last 300. And then you got Jared Goff. Y'all know what Jared Goff can do. These are 2. Jared Goff is a touchdown machine. Now, if I was really drafting, I would prefer Jared Goff over Brock Purdy. Okay? That's just the truth. I would prefer Jared Goff over Brock Purdy. But as you can see, projected points, Purdy is projected higher than Goff. So for the sake of this draft, just to try and finish in first place, I am going to go with the highest point total quarterback. Okay, so right now, as it stands, I'm dropping down to 4, but not by much. I'm down about 82 points, somewhere off in there. All right, I just went down a little bit more. It's okay. It's okay because look, they still there. Bam, got them. All right, so now that I get them, now I'm gonna come back to my flex and just go right back. And why you draft today, bro? It don't matter. Bam. Now come back. Boom. Who's in first place? Right here, y'all. It's simple mathematics. Simple strategy, because you got to be able to think on the fly, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all something, man. If I'm showing y'all something, if y'all like this little strategy that I'm giving y'all just wait until FanDuel, till the season kick off. Man, y'all want to stick around because I'm dropping some knowledge that you're not going to find on another channel. Yeah, people talking about the ADP, the average draft position. Who cares about the average draft position? It's about being able to make a pick on the fly. When the real NF draft is taking place, do you think the GMs and the scouts, the owners, really care about the average, the ADP? No. They know that here's all they have to work with. These are the people we would like to target because you don't get to practice the NFL draft in real life. It's, hey, you got the first pick, you got the 32nd pick. And you got to roll with the punches, okay? And many times, the ones that draft first in the NFL draft, they end up over-evaluating and missing out anyway. But the point in case is you have to think like that. Do not think like a fantasy player. You have to think like a GM, I'm looking for the best available. Let's see where we fell. I'm still holding it down. I'm in 10th place. I'm still holding it down. I'm over Danny by 2 points. You see what I'm saying? So from this point right here, I'm keeping selection on flex because this is giving me everything I need, and I just continue on. Bam. Grab my 4th running back. Yeah, grab Debo because he's the highest total. So now I'm just picking from the top and let them bottom feeders continue to chase me, because that's what they are, bottom feeders. Now I've increased by Danny by 7 points. See, I was just ahead of him by 2. Now I'm ahead of him by 7. Look at this. I got Travis Etienne. He went with Jalen Warren. See, he took a player that was rated lower than Travis Etienne. He could have took Etienne. I grabbed Debo Samuel, and then he went back and grabbed his quarterback. Now look, he grabbed his second quarterback. All right, he got Justin Herbert and oh no, and Bo Nix. Okay, so he got Bo Nix and Justin Herbert. He got his two quarterbacks. That's fine, but remember, I got Jaden Daniels and I got Brock Purdy. Them was 300 plus points for the QB. So when he went down and got Justin Herbert, he in the 200 some points. So it ain't no way he's gonna catch him. There's no way at this point. Excuse me. At this point, there is no way I can see anybody out drafting me by points. Now somebody grabbed Jared Goff. That's good. Let's see where we at. We still up here. Now look at these people way down here. Tim, 2154, 2188, 2195, 22, 2240, 2299. All right. Okay. For the sake of argument, this does not mean that they have a bad team just because they at the bottom, okay, in points. It does not mean that because they could be drafting and stacking in a certain way and they have their own projections. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean anything. But once again, this draft is to show you don't just draft like this. Okay. Don't do it. Just because you finish in first place in points does not mean that's how your season is going to go. Because first and foremost, man, you gotta look at. It's our turn again. Let's get back over to players. We're just gonna go with Rashid Shaheed, who's at the top. Then we're gonna grab Marvin Mims Jr. Okay, so we're filling it up. We should be right back in first place. Now look at that, over 100 points over these guys. Y'all see that? So just looking at it, and he drafted over me, but look, I'm over 100 points over that guy, almost 200. Okay, but let's look at this. Let's look at this. I got over here to the right. Okay. Okay, all I got now is my tight end. Let me show y'all something. 117. Why in the world would I grab a 117 tight end when I got 138s, 132s up here? The tight end don't matter because now at this point, I got enough value on here to trade for a tight end. Okay? But the way this roster is constructed, I don't need a tight end. But I'm going to take the highest tight end available, Tyler Warren, when it comes my turn and my draft is done. Because there's always going to be a breakout tight end. And then you got Pratt Frymer. And we know that Pittsburgh did acquire another tight end, Jonnu Smith. Okay. And we know who's throwing the ball. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers loves his tight ends. Okay. The dude loves his tight ends. So I'm not going to count out Pratt Fryermuth. I'm not going to leave him out. I can pick him up, on the waiver wire. I'm not worried about that. Not worried about a tight end. A tight end is not going to win your league. Not when I got all this value over here on the bench that I can trade for. And in the end, your tight end targets, yeah, they might get a lot of targets, but it's not going to translate into touchdowns because when you look at Brock Bowers and Trey McBride, they did not get 12 touchdowns, even though they finished in like the top 5 targets. They didn't get that. All right, it's my go. Bam. Tight end, Tyler Warren, and I am done. And let's look at the standings. Bam. 28-97. Kick and tail. I'm up by 80 points over Danny. As he made his final pick. See, everybody made their final pick. The closest one to me is 80 points away. 80 points away. I just smoked them. Everybody else, I just dusted them. Now look over here in my point thing. Somebody else only got one tight end at the bottom. Mo, 133.8. Somebody didn't even draft a kicker. How did that happen? How you go with it? What was this? C and Mo? Let's go look at the draft results. See? Dude, the draft is over. Okay, he got a defense. What? And Mo. Okay, now that's weird. I ain't never seen that before because usually this thing will force you, well, at least on ESPN, let me say that way. On ESPN draft, they force you to get a kicker. They will block out any other position. If the last two spots on your roster that needs to be filled is a defense and a kicker, guess what? On ESPN, they will block that out, forcing you to grab a kicker and a defense. Wait, somebody else on the clock. All defenses being picked down there. It said draft complete. Marcus on the clock. No, I'm not. Because I'm done. I got my tight end, dude. They tripping. Y'all better give me my tight end. Yeah, see, Tyler Warren drafted 150th by Marcus on his right side over here. So that doesn't mean anything. I mean, he has 61 catches, 600. They project him for 624 yards, 4 touchdowns, fumble. That's okay. I can handle that because in Indiana now. Here's the other thing: if that quarterback Jackson, Richardson, if that guy can stay healthy, he might do some things. And I think a tight end could actually strive in that offense, especially if he working like Jaden Daniels, which Jaden Daniels, that young man right there, boy, he's doing some great things. But anyway, this is my little strategy. Y'all, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this draft. Please stay tuned. Hit that submit button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Y'all stay tuned so I can show y'all how to do these drafts, okay? And leave a comment. Let me know, man, what y'all doing, if y'all even use this. And if y'all want to challenge me to a draft, challenge me to a draft. Challenge me to a draft. Man, hit me up. Let me know. Because I will take y'all down. I will take y'all down. But anyway, it's not about that. It's about me spreading the knowledge so you guys can dominate y'all's fantasy league like I do. In the meantime, it's your boy Marcus. It's your homie Marcus. I am out of here. Peace.
Your ultimate destination for fantasy football dominance.